Again, thanks for joining us here today on WEKZ AM 1260, FM 95.5. One of my favorite times of the month, we get a chance to visit in with the Greene County Leaders Program going on throughout Greene County. And joining us here, a pair of the featured leaders here. Well, they're already leaders in Greene County, but they're going through the Greene County Leaders Program. Let's go around the room and take a little roll call here this morning. Will, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Will Omican. I am Greene County Board of Supervisors member representing the village of New Glarus, and I also work for State Representative Mike Baer.
All right. Got to ask right off the bat, you from Greene County originally, or are you from the outside?
I've lived in New Glarus basically my entire life. So,
all right, fair enough. How did you become aware of Greene County leaders in this opportunity?
Just with my being active in Greene County, gotten to meet a lot of people who've been involved with the program in the past, a lot of strong recommendations to join the program. So took a jump and did it this year.
All right. Was it your decision to join, or was somebody giving you the wink, wink, nudge, nudge?
It was my decision.
Okay. Fair enough. But perfect. Awesome. Let's go around the room here. Folks should know this guy. Josh, introduce yourself a little bit, folks that don't know.
Sure. My name is Josh Wilson. I am the associate principal at Monroe High School.
All right. Where are you from, Josh? You're not from Monroe and Greene County here, the land of cheese.
Correct. So I grew up in Minnesota with family in northern Minnesota. So as my wife says, almost Canada. My wife is from nearby Illinois. So a few years ago, we decided to move back from the East Coast towards our families. And we were in kind of the Wausau area for a couple of years. And I always said if a job opened up in Monroe, I was going to apply for it because we've been here many times. We've always liked the area, wanted to give my girls a hometown. And so job opened up, I applied, and here we are.
All right. Well, I'll officially tell you you're from Minnesota and not what I usually call Minnesota, East Dakota. So we'll give you that one here today, Josh. Hey, thanks for both you guys for coming here. Josh, got to ask you, since I asked Will, how did you become aware of Greene County leaders, and how did you get involved with this year's class?
Right. So this coming to Monroe, being in administration of the district, I wanted an opportunity to really become more involved in the community in some capacity. So before we left the Wausau area, I received an email either from Victoria or forwarded from her to me, and just thought it'd be a great opportunity to meet people, to get to know people outside the building, outside the district, and just connect with some other people who are interested in making Greene County a better place or continue to make it a great place. So it's been a great experience, learned a lot, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
All right, fantastic here. We'll start with you. Overall, you guys are getting closer to the finish than you are at the start here of Greene County Leaders. What's kind of been the biggest learning experience for you about leadership, about this program? What have you learned about yourself, Greene County? Just, I know it's a loaded question here for you here on this Friday, but what have kind of been your biggest takeaways so far in this endeavor you've been?
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought of Greene County as a smaller county, but kind of to see the diversity of roles and things that people are doing with their lives in this county has been really interesting. It's been great to meet some of our members. I never thought I would be in a class with the guy who operates the Monroe Dairy Queen, but we've got Luke in there, and he's one of my favorite guys in that class. So it's just been really great to meet everyone in the class, learn what they're doing, what drives them, what kind of brought them into the class. And yeah, it's been a really cool experience.
All right, and I'm sure an extra Sunday or blizzard then too.
Hopefully.
Josh, what's been kind of a takeaway for you? I'm sure the experience of networking with a lot of folks here in Greene County has been awesome. What's your takeaway here so far?
Yeah, so I would echo the same thing that Will said. It's been a great experience to get to know new people. Most of the people like Will that are in Greene County leaders are from here. They've grown up here. They've spent their entire lives here. And so it's, as an outsider, I don't want to say I'm an outsider, but as somebody that's newly moved here, it's been really cool to talk with them and to see why they love this community. I mean, there's the reasons why I love it. And just to kind of hear their perspectives has been really, really interesting. And, people from many different walks of life, just kind of sharing their love of the area and what makes this such a special place to live and work and be.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about your guys' latest session. You guys were at a little special place, obviously, here to the Badger State. Is the state capital, and I know kind of a homecoming for you, Will. Yeah, you work there. So we'll start with Josh, get his takeaway first on this. What did you guys, what was kind of the message? What was kind of the theme here for you guys at the state capitol?
Yeah, so this was my first time taking an official tour of the Capitol, which was pretty awesome. I think the biggest takeaway from being at the state capitol was kind of discussing the connection between what happens in Madison and how local government plays a role in impacting state politics. So, getting to meet with some of our local representatives was really interesting. And the biggest takeaway that I got, at least from meeting with the representatives I did, was they are really devoted to listening to what people have to say at the local level and then taking that to Madison. So they are one of the representatives even asked us to make sure that we send him emails so that he can come to events and participate in that. So that was a really interesting experience to be a part of because, growing up, I often thought that these guys, these people are off somewhere locked away in an office and you don't really ever see them except for elections. But really cool to see their devotion to doing good work there was pretty interesting.
All right. First question for you, Will. How different was it walking into the Capitol at this last session? Not to work, but to learn and go through a class like this?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I was kind of designated as the go-to tour guide around the building. We got an official tour, like Josh said, which despite me working in the building since 2019 was my first time getting a tour of the building, which was interesting. But some of those hallways up on the fourth floor can be a little hard to navigate. So they were having me bring people around up there. But it was a really interesting experience. I'm there every day. I've gotten to meet most all of those representatives that we've gotten to meet with. And I know them on a personal level pretty well. And it was kind of cool to see them get to meet people who they haven't met before and have our classmates in the class just kind of see that they're just normal people. Yeah, they're represented, they're elected, but most of them just have roots in the community just like we do. A lot of them have started where we've started, whether in a professional capacity or, on the county board. You look at Todd Novak, he's the mayor of Dodgeville still. So it's just normal people, and it was cool to see my classmates be able to connect with their state representatives.
All right. Now, while you were there for class and going through kind of learning the piece, you've also got the piece where you're on the village of Nuclear Sport. You're on Greene County, so you represent a number of different things yourself while working with the bigger picture. So what was something maybe that surprisingly you took away from this class as you had a chance to sit back and absorb a bunch of information?
I think just kind of the most surprising thing for me is how many people don't understand how easy it is to get in contact with their state representatives. You just go on the website, find their email, send them an email. You'll probably have a response within a week. Call their office. They'll probably have a staff member be able to talk to you about something within 15 minutes. And I think a lot of people just didn't quite understand that it was that easy and they're that approachable. So same thing with being a county board supervisor. I really don't get emails too often about whether we're voting on something or discussing something in a meeting. I really don't often get the proactive reach outs from my constituents, and I kind of have to look to hear their opinions myself. So just kind of hopefully people had their eyes open that they can bring their opinions to their representatives and they want to hear them.
Okay. Josh, what was I know you mentioned it was kind of a unique experience for you to take the tour, get to find out more about these individuals that are representing. They're not just tucked away in a dungeon, just grinding every day and showing up on election day. What was a big takeaway for you other than the fact that, hey, they are just real people?
Yeah, I think it was that, again, the idea that, they are looking for opportunities to connect with the community. Everybody that I spoke with was really invested in continuing to make this area a wonderful place to live and to work, and just basically pleading for public input, for anything from emails to calls to, you name it. They want to come out to the communities. They want to be a part of this. Part of what's going on here. And I think it's not just some of the bigger communities, it's the smaller communities in the area too, that they, are asking for, like one of the good example, one of the people that was in our group said that there's a pancake feed somewhere in Albany. And they the representatives wrote it on their calendar and intend to be there.
Fantastic. Who doesn't love good pancakes, right?
Agreed.
Let's shift gears here just a little bit. Recap on our latest Greene County Leaders session. They went up to the state capitol. I know you guys always have branch off sessions, and you guys working on your projects. Will, what part of the project are you working on? And give us an update in terms of what's coming together here.
Yeah, so my group project, it's a smaller group, but we are working on kind of restarting a previous group that had done sort of a aspiring leaders, young professionals type of group here in Greene County. So kind of the purpose of the group is to connect our younger members of our community with similar people to them, volunteer opportunities, kind of just ways to get involved. Hopefully it'll be a great resource for people like Josh who moved to the community recently and don't know so many people and what their kind of places to get started in the community. So we're going to be looking to have our first event coming up here in May. We're working on locking down a date and a time for that, and we'll get in touch with you about that. But we're excited to get started with it.
And what are we? Is it going to be young professionals again, or what are we going to call this?
Aspiring leaders.
Aspiring leaders.
Yeah.
No age discrepancy here.
I don't know what the age bracket is for it officially. One thing that we've mentioned is you might be familiar with the Forbes under 40, talking about doing maybe a Greene County under 40.
Fantastic.
Tier list ranking system. You never know.
We're still under 40, so we can all jump on board with that one here.
Well,
Fantastic.
I'm 40.
You're 40. All right.
We'll let you in still.
We'll let you in, Josh.
40 and under.
You're on a different project here. This is unique. This is the biggest Greene County leaders class that they've had here since their inception. You guys are part of it, so it means you guys have multiple projects. So everybody gets to take a piece of this and be part of it. And talk about your piece here, Josh. This is unique too.
Sure. So my group, we are working on a public art piece project for Main Street Monroe. So we're working with the Main Street Monroe organization, and what we're looking at is some sort of Swiss theme installation that people can buy some sort of either a lock or a picture that they can put in an ornament, something that can be displayed outside as a way for us to kind of embrace the uniqueness, the diversity, the number of cultures that live in the area, that they can have something that they can put here, or visitors to the community can have publicly available, and just a way for visitors to connect with the community and spend some time in Main Street Monroe and just enjoy kind of this unique square that we have here.
All right, fantastic. Now, last question for you guys here. I always enjoy, being a former Greene County leader, going through the program myself, love hearing about what you guys are taking away. Josh, we'll start with you. You're in a leadership position by trade as it is as a principal, right? With Monroe Schools, associate principal there. What is something that you've learned, maybe a thought process, maybe a listening process, or maybe just something that stuck with you during one of your sessions that you have already found yourself maybe incorporating, whether it be daily, whether it be weekly, just out of the blue? What's something that you've taken away from these sessions that you've already incorporated into your position?
Yeah, sure. So one of the big things I guess that I've learned, and it's something that I have certainly thought of before this, but understanding just the multiple stakeholders that have an impact on the community here. Making sure that we listen to a number of people, listen to the various backgrounds and experiences of all the different people that make Greene County home, and that's something that has led me to try to venture out to experience other things in the community. Like, for example, myself and one of the other people in Greene County leaders tried curling for the first time at the Alpine Curling Club on Monday. So, just again, being willing to listen to other perspectives, hear other people's opinions, and then trying to branch out and make myself more visible in the community.
Any good?
At curling?
Yeah.
Terrible. A lot of bruises and injuries, but fortunately, it's not a contact sport that I'm aware of.
Just you hitting the ice and the ice not bending much there. Will, same question for you. With your positions on boards, with your position already in state government and local government, what's something you've taken away here from these sessions?
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing for me that I've taken away is that there's just so many smart and just well-involved people in this county that really know their stuff in a lot of different fields. I mean, we have people ranging from bankers to people working in the food service industry to public health people, just so many diverse ways that people are working in this county and benefiting this county. So it's just been such a great experience getting to know them, getting to learn about things that I otherwise don't know about much, and just building these connections to the future. I'm assuming a lot of these people, if not all of them, I will be in touch with for years to come, working on various projects with, et cetera. So just been a really great experience getting to meet all the people involved. I mean, it's 30 different people from 30 different backgrounds, and it's been a really cool experience.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in here today. I know you guys have a few months left here with the projects and with this group. And as you kind of pointed out there, Will, some of these contacts will continue even after Greene County Leaders. Thanks so much for coming aboard here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Greene County Leaders, our recap for the month of February right here on WEKZ Monroe.